Hello and welcome. I am Jenny, Twin Flame Ascension Coach. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a little story about my own journey. So this little story happens in Ireland. I went to Ireland on a Celtic spirituality retreat. I love to study and explore whatever God puts in front of me. And so God brought me Celtic spirituality. So I decided, I would love to go to Ireland. And there was a trip. I signed up for it in 2019 before COVID and finally went in 2022 in October. So while on this trip, I met up with one of my friends and we were walking down the street and we passed by a place that sells claddagh rings. And these are the rings. They're a traditional Irish wedding ring. It's got the heart-shaped stone and two hands holding the heart and a crown on top. And we walked by, took pictures in front of the building because it looked neat. It was very old, one of the oldest buildings. So then I didn't think anything of it, but the idea of like, it would be kind of cool to have a ring. I've been daydreaming about a ring with like sapphire in it, a blue and silver ring. But, that's what I want for my wedding ring. That's not like just a ring I want to get. So we kept on going. And I was like, why would they even have that? This was a gold ring shop. So then the next day, a few more friends had come in and we were walking down the street. It was very crowded and we decided that we wanted to sit outside. And so we passed a couple of places that didn't have any seats open. And then we come to the next one and we just see there's a table right there open for us. We're like, oh, perfect. Let's have a drink. So we go in and we sit down. And lo and behold, that shop turned out that table right across the street from the shop with the rings. So as I was sitting there, it started, I started feeling that call from God to just go look in that shop. Like, it says it's a gold shop. That's great. Just see what they have. And like, they had a lot of gold rings, but then they had a ring that was white gold with a sapphire. And so I was like, oh my God, I have been daydreaming about this ring. I had to get it. So I did. I was like, why are you having me buy this ring, God? Like, I don't want to be buying my own wedding ring. And like, my journey with my twin flame is like not there in any way. It didn't look like it, but okay. So I bought myself an Irish ring and I was like, all right, I got it. I've been daydreaming about it. Okay, God. And so, but I was very happy with it. Like, it was beautiful. It felt so good. It was exactly the right size. It was perfect. So I got it. Well, later on in the trip, we go and we visit some, ruins of a really old abbey. And the man who's giving the tour turns out to be the person on the island who officiates weddings. He marries people. And so I was like, okay, I got a ring. Now I got a priest. Like, oh my God, what's going on? And as he was giving us the tour, he started talking about how the things that he has couples do at each of the spots on the property whenever he does weddings there. And then it became very clear. It was like, oh, I'm going to marry myself. because I had been healing through commitment and committing to myself, committing to my journey, committing to the healing, committing to my twin flame, and really just calling that in. And this was God presenting me with a ceremonial way to acknowledge that commitment. God was presenting me with an opportunity to marry myself. And I did. So as he would tell us what they would do, I would do each of those things. And when it came to the things for the divine feminine, I would do them. When it came to the things for the divine masculine, I would say a prayer for my twin flame in that spot where he would point out, the priest would point out. And then when there was a part where where couples would each put a finger through the hole and commit. It's like they're making a contract. It's also where, people who would do business together would make just like any kind of legal contracts long, long ago. And so I did. I put both my fingers in there and I made that commitment, that contract with myself. And it was very beautiful. And there was a place in there where there was like the remnants of a chapel. And so while I was in there, these two beautiful horses poked their little noses in through the window. And so as I was standing there, and I'm in my coat and yoga pants, I am, like there's no dress, there's no nothing. Like it's just, God just presented me with a very sacred place and a very sacred ceremony to honor myself as a sacred person, as a sacred being, as someone worth committing to. And I did, and I had little horses as witnesses. Is how I thought of that. And it was just so very beautiful. And the lesson, God, the deep lesson here for me was to trust God. And that at any moment, God will show up with something that you hadn't even imagined that you were going to do. And you get to say yes to God. You get to say, yes, God, I'm going to do this. Yes, God, I don't know why you want me to buy this ring, but I will. I don't know why I've been daydreaming about it, why I want it so bad. But I did. I followed it. I followed the breadcrumbs. And then God gave me the next step. And it wasn't a wedding I had daydreamed about at all. Because I've been daydreaming about a big, giant, European fairy tale castle. Like, that's what I was daydreaming about for over a decade, ever since I learned that there was a Langley Castle in England somewhere. I was like, oh, I'm a Langley. Ooh, I want to go there. We get married. I want to get married in a castle. And not necessarily that one, but a castle. So that put that idea into my head 10 years ago. So that's what I was daydreaming about for my wedding. And then God shows up with this beautiful thing that all I had to do was say yes to it. Very literally, just say yes to it. I didn't have to plan a thing. And I didn't, and it wasn't about anything but love and commitment. That commitment to love, that commitment to God, commitment to myself, commitment to my twin flame. And there wasn't even a twin flame person there. It was just me and God. And it was beautiful. And It meant so much. And it was tangible. So, yeah. Oh my God, I'm like, I am in awe and of the way that God can work and how fast God can work, and that the moment we do the healing, the moment God shows up, because God is already there and we are just opening ourselves up to the love, opening ourselves up to what God has for us. And I learned that day that God has a wedding for me. And that ain't going to be the only one. That in this life, I will have a wedding with my twin flame. Like, there is just no doubt in my mind anymore. Because I've already been through the process of marrying myself. Because I know that I'm committed, and I know there is still things to heal. But I'm determined to heal them. I am committed to healing. I mean, that's what it was. It was a ceremony of my choice to marry my twin flame. And God showed up and made that a beautiful experience of making that choice in my heart and in my reality. So, I hope you enjoyed my story. I will share more little stories about my twin flame journey too, but this one was really sweet. So thank you for listening. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.